Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
From GBN, this is Network News for Thursday, June 22, 2023. In the headlines, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell looks back at the NDC administration's first day in office ahead of the June 23 elections anniversary. Government lobbying for special $50 note for Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence. Health officials detect a slight increase in COVID-19 cases and other respiratory diseases. Grenadians urged to monitor their debit and credit cards amid increase in scams. Also in the broadcast regionally, Caribbean Court of Justice convenes sitting in Guyana. Internationally, U.S. Coast Guard says missing submersible passengers are presumed dead. Plus, in the sports news, Super Strikers beat Police in St. David's Cricket League matchup. Stay with us. We'll be back after these words.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening, I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. The National Democratic Congress administration has recorded several achievements in its first year in office. Delivering a national address last evening, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell highlighted his government's achievements and shared insights into plans for the further development of Grenada. Rena Ped Thomas leads us off this evening.
Reflecting on the one-year journey of the NDC-led administration, which secured victory in the June 2022 general election last year, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell pointed out the fulfillment of several promises made on the campaign trail. This includes the payment of the retroactive pensions and gratuity, along with the repayment of $1.2 million to 1,721 teachers and other public servants, money which was docked from their salaries. Prime Minister Mitchell stated that by September of this year, the recently implemented bi-monthly payment for all government workers and pensioners will extend to all statutory bodies and government or state-owned entities. He also gave an update on the regularization of workers and pension reform, 2 issues which are still high on the government's agenda.
The matters of the regularization of workers and pension reform are still high on the government's agenda. I'm happy to report that the draft regularization framework is now at an advanced stage, with rollout expected in the latter half of this year and the start of 2024. And the Pension Reform Committee is actively working on a new public service pension plan, which should be completed by January of 2024. Nationwide consultations on the minimum wage, with a view to amending the minimum wage order, are still underway. And I call on the unions to display more leadership in these discussions.
With the recertification of the SEED program under the Ministry of Social Development, the government was able to add 500 new beneficiaries to the SEED program in April and expanded the program to include Carriacou and Petit-Martinique for the first time. The low-income houses donated to the people of Grenada by the government of the People's Republic of China have been retrofitted and upgraded and are expected to be handed over next month.
Affordable housing units, which were graciously donated to the people of Grenada by the government and people of the Republic of China, have been retrofitted and upgraded by our team to include cabinetry for kitchens and closets, which will further improve the living comfort of beneficiaries. We expect to hand over 647 units starting in July of 2023.
In his national address, the NDC leader also revealed that the plans for Grenada's modern state-of-the-art teaching hospital are proceeding, and they are now in the advanced stage of the negotiations to acquire 90 acres of land for a new hospital in the Calavini area. Negotiations are expected to be completed in the coming weeks. He also highlighted areas his government will be focusing on in the future, including moving to renewable energy.
Bold decisions which would affect our trajectory for the next 25 years. Do we continue to invest in fossil fuels? Or do we make the decision now to commit to renewable energy and invest instead in wind and solar farms? Carriacou and Petit-Martinique provide an ideal location to test the feasibility of this avenue. Do we continue to educate our nation's youth in the way we have been educated for centuries, static, in a standard classroom? Or do we invest in technology now that helps our students to be at the forefront of advancement in artificial intelligence? These are the nature of the questions and the decisions that we intend to address soon.
In his closing remarks, the Prime Minister said, based on what was achieved in 1 year, he is convinced, and I quote, that as a people we can achieve any goal if we work together, unquote. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
Well, government gave its review of its 1 year in office on the heels of its anniversary on June 23. Following the Prime Minister's national address on Wednesday evening, some members of the public gave GBN their assessments of the government's past 12 months in office.
It just comes, so you have to give them a chance to try in. You understand? So just give them a chance, I will see how things go. I mean, the room didn't build in 1 day time. You understand? So let me give them a chance and let me see what they're doing. You can't complain. No time you have to complain. I'll take 1 day at a time. Okay, by God's grace.
Well, so far everything has been good for now. You know, I mean, some of the promises that they had made has come true so far in terms of the pension, etc. So they did a tremendous job so far. So I hope that whatever promises they have again in store for people, they could probably proceed all of them.
I find it doing so good because check La Calum. They complaining La Calum when the NMP was there, and he do not good. Go if you go in La Calum, you go see they're looking very nice. job. To be honest, he's doing a very good job. For a young person, he's doing a very, very, very good job. And the experience was young too, so they're not nothing. Since they're in power, they do a lot of good, but more by the countryside. Right? They're doing a lot of good, but more on the countryside. They're not doing nothing in Cherry Hill. They're not doing nothing other places, only St. David. But on the other hand, they're doing good for now. I don't have no problem with them. But what I want them to do now, pass in Cherry, see what's going on, pass in Grand Mall, pass other places and see what we need, because we need, for number one, we need a street light in Cherry Hill up the step. Number two, we need a road. We need a lot of things, so they have to go around and see what's going on. They can only go one places and do things. They have to roam and see what going on.
In some things I do satisfy, in everything you have some things you will not satisfy with something, but some you is satisfied. Well, on my thoughts, what they have done, well, you have to say it's 1 year, so they are trying, because you have to give them some time that they could really do if you want to see big improvement and so on. So for me, I find we have to give them a time to show us what they can do.
I would say great, to be really honest. I did not vote for NDC, but I'm so impressed with the job that this young man is doing. I'm so impressed. First of all, they started off with paying the money, so then that will have the country bubbling. At some point, people have money to be able to spend around, which is good. There's a lot of things that needs to be addressed in terms of going over all the old buildings in town and getting the town, rejuvenating the city. I hope they have plans to give some attention to that. You know what I mean? Other than that, fabulous government.
Well, as the NDC administration commemorates its first year in office, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell has given assurance that the outstanding issues of regularization of workers and pension reform are still high on government's agenda. Nisha Paul reports.
In November last year, the ruling administration honored its campaign promise and paid out over $70 million in retroactive pension and gratuity to retired public servants. However, the promise to regularize contract workers, creating one public service with everyone appointed by the Public Service Commission, has been set back by issues which the government says threaten to cause irreparable damage to the economy and the future of pension payments. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell provided an update on the steps his government has taken towards resolving these long-standing issues during its first year in office.
I'm happy to report that the draft regularization framework is now at an advanced stage, with rollout expected in the latter half of this year and the start of 2024. And the Pension Reform Committee is actively working on a new public service pension plan, which should be completed by January of 2024.
Approximately 2 weeks ago, he told the host of GBN's Beyond the Headlines program that Cabinet has agreed to contract the services of a consultant to assist with the issue of pension reform. Prime Minister Mitchell said while his government has achieved significant progress in the ambit of labor relations, there is still a lot of work to be done. He touted the implementation of bi-monthly salaries to government workers and pensioners as a major accomplishment.
We expect that by September of this year, that all statutory bodies, government and state-owned entities will do the same.
Meanwhile, as nationwide consultations continue with a view to amend the minimum wage order, Prime Minister Mitchell is encouraging greater participation from the trade union movement.
And I call on the unions to display more leadership in these discussions.
For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Now, would Grenadians have a special $50 note for the country's 50th anniversary of independence? Well, that depends on a decision to be made by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank Council. If approved, the special note will be part of plans being made to celebrate Grenada's Golden Jubilee in 2024 in a grand way. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell gave an insight during his national address last evening.
Independence is a significant process in the decolonization movement in the Caribbean region. Its political, socio-economic, and cultural implications for development are still ongoing. So just what's in store for the 50th anniversary celebration on 7th February 2024? Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell gave a hint when he announced the appointment of a special committee to plan for the event. The Prime Minister was at the time addressing the nation on the occasion of the National Democratic Congress administration's first year in office.
I take this opportunity to announce that a special select committee of persons led by Dr. Wendy Crawford, and which includes a representative from each parish, have been appointed to organize and manage Grenada's 50th independence celebrations. The celebrations will commence in earnest in September 2023 and will span the entire year of 2024.
The country's leader is hopeful the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank Council responds positively to a proposal to mark our 50th anniversary celebration.
Part of our Golden Jubilee, I'm happy to report that Cabinet has approved and made a request to the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, our ECCB, to have the bank issue a special celebratory commemorative 50 EC dollar note to mark Grenada's 50th year of independence.
The theme for Grenada's 49th anniversary of independence was The Journey to 50, reflecting on the past, planning for the future. The Prime Minister left these words in his closing remarks.
Words of Albert Einstein. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. It is that imagination that led to Grenada being declared an independent nation almost 50 years ago. As we approach this important and privileged milestone, we must once again find that imagination to allow for greater achievement for the next 50 years.
Christina John, GBN News.
This is Network News live from the Grenadian capital. Still ahead from us. Health officials detect a slight increase in COVID cases and other respiratory diseases. Stay with us.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think of Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Quartz, you can get it. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Quartz, you can get it. Wash or dryer it, wash it, fluff it, for spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, assort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. FDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Quartz, you can get it.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it, accessed using your debit card, and managed using Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
St. David's, we know you love bingo! And it's been a long while, but now we're finally coming on Sunday, July 2nd from 5 p.m. Bellevue Plainfield is the place to be for the massive $40,000 in cash money bingo. That's right, 40 big ones could be yours. Tickets are only $35 for one or $60 for two. Don't you dare miss this one. Sunday, July 2nd. Everybody's going to be heading to Bellevue Plainfield. St. David's, we're coming. Tango nice again.
Tango nice again. Tango nice again.
What powers my smile? The sun. And it does a whole lot more. Through programs of the PURC, I use the sun to produce my own electricity. So can you, using the sun and other sources of renewable energy. Sign up today at PURC.
Important announcement for CIBC First Caribbean customers. Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited invites prospective customers to collect their debit and credit cards, checkbooks, night depository keys and bags, and deposit books at its distribution center located at the GV Steel Conference Room, number 14 Church Street, St. George's. The center will be open from June 19th to July 8th, 2023, operating from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Mondays to Fridays, and from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. You will be required to present a valid photo ID for collection. To avoid any delay in your service, we encourage you to visit Co-op Bank's distribution center at your earliest convenience between June 19th and July 8th, 2023. We look forward to welcoming you home.
Welcome home.
Big money, money, money. $3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 in 12 weeks.
How?
Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true. Money, money, money.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
Network News, welcome back. Over the past 3 weeks, health officials have detected a slight increase in COVID-19 cases on the island. At the same time, there is an increase in influenza cases compared to previous years. The rest of the details in this report.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles says the weekly reports on COVID-19 cases on the island show a steady increase in positive cases over the past week.
We have noted a steady increase in the number of detections of COVID cases. All right. For example, for the last week that we monitored, 71 cases were detected. The week before that, 42, and the week before that, 26. So, as can be noted, we're seeing a gradual increase in the number of cases. Now, this is nowhere near to the numbers that we were seeing when we were experiencing the more acute phases, or the more earlier phases of the COVID pandemic. But it calls our attention to the fact that this condition is still there, and we ask the public to still be mindful that it is there.
The doctor, who was speaking at a recent press conference, advised the population to wear their mask and follow other protocols that will hinder the spread of the virus. This, he said, is important to ensure that the country will not have to implement strict measures to keep the spread of COVID-19 at bay. Dr. Charles also stated that the number of respiratory cases recorded for the year so far is slightly higher compared to previous years. He revealed that the island has experienced 2 spikes in various respiratory viruses.
Now, earlier in the year, that first increase in cases, all right, were due to a different set of viruses as compared to the second spike. Now, earlier in the year, we noted that a number of common cold viruses, such as rhinovirus and parainfluenza and human metapneumovirus, these are common cold viruses. These cause infections routinely on an annual basis. Many people get over them without any issue. But later on, we had the introduction of the H1N1 influenza and a virus called respiratory syncytial virus. Right? Both of these also cause acute respiratory infection, but the infections that they cause can be a little more severe as compared to the routine common cold viruses.
Meanwhile, the CMO said dengue fever cases on the island have dropped.
And so far, I'm pleased to report that for the past 4 weeks, we have noted progressive decreases in the number of cases of dengue. All right, we have noted progressive decreases in the number of cases of dengue. This is a positive sign. All right, but we are mindful that we are in the rainy season, and there are many opportunities that mosquitoes can find to breed and spread the disease as a result.
Rena Pitt Thomas, GBN News.
The story to report: a social skills consultant and behavior modification interventionist is recommending the identification of the roots of violent behavior as a means of addressing violence among young people. Dr. Niels Chaitan's comment comes against the backdrop of the recent spate of violence in the country and the heavy involvement of the nation's youth in several incidents.
The thing about it is that this is the fruit. The root is somewhere else. When we look at what the increase in school fights, for 2021, 2022, I was involved as an interventionist, a team of us going around into high schools, and the amount of weapons we took away and the amount of school fights there were, it just, thank God, these weapons did not convert into an incident, right?
All right, we can tell you too, Dr. Chaitan believes part of the issue is that those social dynamics have changed. Traditional parenting customs are being used to raise 21st century children.
You know, to mitigate this at all, we have to go back to the root. And people say to me, well, Dr. Chaitan, that's a lot of work. Yes, it is a lot of work. What are the roots? The roots are some dysfunctionality somewhere. If we are honest, as parents, we cannot help our children to live by the rules, to respect people's life, to respect themselves first, respect us as authority. Then what happened? We ship that out in the school system, right? Then they can't handle it there. Guess what? It ended on the street.
Well, as part of efforts to finding a solution, Dr. Chaitan will be hosting an event on Saturday, Get at helping parents identify the early stages of violent tendencies among their children.
What we decided to do is to put together a conference, and it happens this Saturday coming. It has a very nice caption, poolside inspiration. We want to take parents to a night, give them a nice environment, so we've teamed up with Pointsland Hotel, which used to be Fox Inn, and at 4:30 on this Saturday, that's June 24, it's going to be exciting. They're going to get a laugh, but they're also going to get some concepts they could take home with them, concepts to parent 21st century children, because we are still using some old concepts, right? And how do we help parents to deal with it? How do we help them to make sure that children become successful?
Birds of a feather flock together in this evening's GBN I Saw.
Birds of a feather flock together. In tonight's GBN I Saw, a long stretch of utility line is seen lined with pigeons. The video was recorded along Sandal Street on Wednesday evening. Wires are believed to offer a convenient place for birds to perch, particularly if there are no tall trees or vegetation around. We thank our citizen journalists for that submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still ahead in network news, Grenadians urged to monitor their debit and credit cards amid increase in scams. We'll talk about that.
Grenada, get ready for the biggest Calypso clash of all time as Grenada takes on Trinidad at the 17th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert. Saturday, July 8th, Grenada Trade Center from 7:30 p.m. You'll get from your our partners, Hubbard's, Grenada Paper Products, Granville Credit Union, Biden and Miners, Gittins Healthcare, Grenada Broadcasting Network, Guardian General, Spiceside Imaging Center, Western Union, The Agriculture Shop, Clear Vision Eye Center, Springs Food Mart, Dollar Savers Auto Part, Rise and Shine Supermarket, Classic Lighting, Victory Bar, Budget Marine, Dean's Mattress, Grenada Trade Center, Creative Do It Best, Grenada Distillers Limited, Catwheels Stationery Service, Blue Bubbles, PA, Rentals and Event Supplies Company, Dana's Tasty Food, and City Inn. Please be seated by 7 p.m. because this one will be epic.
Like a thief in the night, sargassum influxes arrived and spoiled coastlines all across the Caribbean. 11 years later, and we're still dealing with the widespread environmental, economic, and social impacts. It looks like arriving at your favorite beach for a picnic or sport only to find it smelly and covered in sargassum. Looking forward to big catches but not being able to fish in your regular spot. And instead of seeing crystal clear waters, you're greeted by what looks like a swamp. It's time for us to reclaim our beaches and get back to our normal way of life. Here are some tips. Organize beach cleanups with friends, family, neighbors, and colleagues. Collect sargassum manually along the shoreline to avoid removal of sand. And finally, get creative and find out how you can start a business using sargassum. Visit reclaimingourbeaches.com to learn how to cope with sargassum, how to use it, and how to safely remove it so we can get back to doing the things we love. A message from the UWI Cave Hill Center for Resource Management and Environmental Studies.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
And so it begins. A journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more. With Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium.
We're back. Network News. This one to tell you about Grenadians are being placed on alert given the rise in reported incidents of debit and credit card theft. Christina John reports.
The Grenada National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team, CSIRT Grenada, is advising Grenadians to monitor the activities on their financial accounts, including debit and credit cards, for any suspicious, unrecognized, or unauthorized charges. This follows complaints from a number of victims. Jarvis Dabrio is the coordinator at the National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team.
We received a few calls
informing, hey, I've seen something in relation to my debit card, my account that was not there, it's not right. What should we do? How should we approach that? And as the calls started coming in, we realized that, even though this is not something that is new, it has happened before, that we may be looking at a card compromise that may be affecting quite a few Grenadians. Basically, not fingering any financial institution, but just generally alerting Grenadians so they know once you have money in a financial institution, you should stay on top of your business.
Dario explained how a person can become a victim.
Ways a card or your account can be compromised, and I could categorize them in three broad categories. One is where you did something wrong or something happened based on your action or inaction. The second way your card can be compromised is if the financial institution was the victim of a breach or compromise. So if the financial institution was on the receiving end of some malicious attack, then your account may be compromised or can be compromised. You have the breaches that may occur outside of that. That would be with the providers, the manufacturers of the cards outside of your financial institution.
Additionally, Dario pointed out that an individual does not have to use their card online or for other commercial or non-commercial purposes to be the victim of a breach or an account card compromise. The CSERT coordinator provides some advice to individuals on the process of recovering funds lost due to fraudulent activities and breaches.
There is a small window of time within which you need to file your dispute so the investigations can happen on the end of the financial institution, and they can make a determination on whether or not it was, a legitimate, entry or purchase, what have you, or if it was fraudulent, you get your money back. I mean, you need to purchase anything online, you need to transfer any money. It is as simple as you just using the online banking so you see what is happening and understand that these things are going to continue.
Anyone needing further guidance or information can reach out to the National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team or their financial institutions. Christelina John, GBN News.
We're coming up to a break with this story. Government extends heartfelt appreciation to the Caribbean community in the United Kingdom, especially Grenadian brothers and sisters, on the 75th anniversary of Windrush Day. In an official release, government said the day provides an opportunity to reflect on the challenges Grenadians overcame and continue to overcome, and the achievements made since the arrival of the first group of Caribbean people aboard the ship Empire Windrush 75 years ago on June 22, 1948. It said Grenada deeply values the initiative and perseverance of those who answered the call to migrate to the United Kingdom to help rebuild the economy after World War II and in the process help their families in the region. Government said their resilience and determination opened doors for future generations to achieve successes at home and abroad and have helped to expand the Caribbean culture around the world. We'll be back with the sports news, followed by Around the Globe. We'll see you in a while.
Notice is hereby given that the 39th Annual General Meeting of Nexa Credit Union Limited will be held at the Crown Ballroom, Radisson Beach Resort, Grand Anse, St. George, with simultaneous streaming on Zoom. The meeting commences at 2 p.m. Tuesday, 27th June 2023 for the following purposes: to receive the report of the Board of Directors and other committees for 2022, to receive the audit financial report for 2022, to elect members to the Board of Directors and other committees, committees to discuss and approve the budget for 2023, to appoint auditors and fix their remuneration, to act on such matters as may come before the 39th Annual General Meeting. All members are invited to attend either in person or via Zoom. You can register at any branch via telephone 440-1354 using the registration link www.nexacreditunion.com/AGM or by sending an email to marketing@nexacreditunion.com.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grand Anse, St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Big money, money, money. $3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 in 12 weeks.
How?
Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true. Money, money, money.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Sporting fans, good evening. 2 national swimmers will participate in the Central American and Caribbean Games scheduled for this Friday to Saturday, April 8, 2023 in San Salvador, El Salvador. The swimmers, Sarah Dowden and Zachary Gresham, will form part of the Grenada Olympic Committee's team of athletes selected to participate in the swimming competitions of the Games. Sarah will compete in the 100-meter backstroke, 100-meter freestyle, 100-meter butterfly, 200-meter individual medley, and 50-meter butterfly races, while Zachary will compete in the 50-meter freestyle, 100-meter freestyle, 100-meter butterfly, 100-meter backstroke, 200-meter backstroke, and 200-meter individual medley events. The swimmers and their coach will depart Grenada on Thursday, June 22, 2023. We can tell you too, the Grenada Amateur Swimming Association extends best wishes to the team. Meanwhile, Johan Jeremiah went into overdrive, crafting a majestic 122 to lead Super Strikers to victory over Police at Lassagess last evening in the St. David's Cricket League T20 tournament. Batting first, Jeremiah came out as a man on a mission, hoisting 6 sixes and hitting 7 fours to rack up his 122 before being stumped. He shared a 107-run partnership with Samuel Charles. Charles chipped in with 32 before being caught off the bowling of Regis, and Teddy Bishop added 28 as strikers mounted 232, losing 4 wickets in the process. Chasing the mammoth total was never going to be easy, and fortune wasn't on the lawmen's side, losing early wickets on 15 and 38 runs. Both Lawrence and Regis victims of Joseph. Both batsmen forced to remove their pads early. Hilaire and Campbell settled down to restore some order in the inning. Hilaire was eventually caught on 47 and Campbell forged on to hit 73. However, beyond them, no one blossomed, and they were bowled out for 163, losing by 69 runs. Centuries from Shai Hope and Nicholas Pooran saw West Indies post 339 and demolish Nepal by 101 runs to show up their Super 6 hopes. After early wobbles, Hope and Pooran combined for a 216-run partnership for the 4th wicket, scoring 132 and 115 respectively, as West Indies registered the highest score of the tournament. Nepal won the toss and elected to field first, a trend that has seen most sides become successful in these qualifiers. It seemed to pay off immediately, with this side enjoying the better of the first 10 overs. Kyle Myers and Johnson Charles fell within the first 5 overs to leave them 2 wickets down for 9. Brandon King fell for 32 in the 15th over, which brought Pooran and Hope together. But a costly drop when Pooran had just scored 3 would prove to be a rare sliding doors moment. Pooran smacked 2 sixes and Hope joined in on the aggression. He soon brought up his half-century before Pooran reached his half-century at a quicker clip of 51 balls. By now, West Indies were 162 for 3, with a third of the innings set to go and beautifully set up for the finish. They eventually reached 339 for 7. Nepal were never in the chase despite extensive sloppiness in the field from West Indies, and wickets for Jason Holder, Kimo Paul and Akhil Hussain helped them bowl Nepal out for 238. Alrighty, that is the sports news for now. The Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, for the second time since its establishment in the early 2000s, is hosting sittings in Guyana at the Arthur Chung Conference Center in Georgetown. At the ceremonial opening, CCJ President Justice Adrian Saunders promised that the court will do much more to ramp up public education on its functions.
This was part of the ceremonial opening of the Caribbean Court of Justice's itinerant sitting in Guyana. In simpler terms, the regional court, for the second time since it was established in the early 2000s, is hosting sittings in Guyana. Those Those sittings are being hosted on Wednesday and Thursday, and the court's judges will be presiding over 5 cases during that time. At the opening ceremony, CCJ President Justice Adrian Saunders spoke about the role of the court within the Caribbean community, but said much more will be done to guarantee that persons are more aware of its functions.
Throughout the region, people of all walks of life need to have the opportunity to see from time to time, in flesh and blood, those who pass ultimate judgment on them. Over the next week, therefore, we propose to squeeze in a variety of programs aimed at increasing public awareness about the role of the court, about our methods of work, and also about the place of the court in the operations of the CARICOM single market and economy.
The last time the court held an itinerant sitting in Guyana was in 2014. Reporting for the newsroom, Vishani Raghavir.
The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has approved the full activation of the Cannabis Act. The government has signaled its intent to clarify a responsible cannabis use and cannabis derivatives regulation regime within the Federation. This is a significant step in the government's plan to develop a responsible, professional, and sustainable medical cannabis industry, as businesses will require licenses for cannabis use. More details in this report.
Businesses in St. Kitts and Nevis can now legally allow the smoking of cannabis on their premises following the passage of the Smoking Designated Areas 2023 law in National Assembly on Tuesday. In seconding the move of the bill, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Right Honourable Dr. Denzel Douglas, spoke of what the legislation provides.
If you want to have a designated area of your business for smoking, and you want to make sure that you will accommodate persons to smoke in that area, you have to have a license. And the license expires at the end of every year, 31st of December. And it is by law, you have to go back to the process, apply for a new license.
He also spoke of some of the restrictions with the new law, which also includes revocations of licenses.
And let me make it clear for those who are thinking of obtaining license. You can't have a license in your name, Mr. XY. And then you think you're going to just simply give it to Mr. A and B. That's illegal.
He said, according to the new law, businesses are obligated to display appropriate signage with a health disclaimer.
Further afield, the U.S. Coast Guard says the missing submersible passengers are presumed dead. Here's the report.
This morning, an ROV, or remote-operated vehicle, from the vessel Horizon Arctic discovered the tail cone of the Titan submersible approximately 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic on the seafloor. The ROV subsequently found additional debris. In consultation with experts from within the Unified Command, the debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber. Upon this determination, we immediately notified the families. On behalf of the United States Coast Guard and the entire Unified Command, I offer my deepest condolences to the families. I can only imagine what this has been like for them, and I hope that this discovery provides some solace during this difficult time.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned to the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Continued programming on the network. All right, first, a reminder of the headlines before we leave you. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell looks back at the NDC administration's first year in office ahead of the June 23 elections anniversary. Government lobbying for special $50 note for Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence. Health officials detect a slight increase in COVID cases and other respiratory illnesses. Grenadians urged to monitor their debt and credit cards amid increase in scams. Also in the broadcast, regionally, Caribbean Court of Justice convenes sitting in Guyana. Internationally, U.S. Coast Guard says missing submersible passengers are presumed dead. Plus on the sports news, Super Strikers beat police in St. David's Cricket League matchup. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online, gbn.gd, or on GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network, Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Kenroy Baptiste. That's all from us for now. Good night.